James McAtee is a red. Welcome to your Forest transfer news. Evening everybody, hope you're doing well and welcome to your latest Forest transfer news. Coming up, we're going to go through the whole details on James McAtee, what this means, medical, does he get in there in time for Brentford, and the details of the transfer fee. So if you're enjoying the content, please don't forget to hit the like. If you're happy with it, here we go. No more closer than closest can be. Let me know by hitting the like. Let's go for 1,000 again. Screw it. You guys can get that done. I believe in you. Make sure you've hit the like. Make sure you've subscribed. And let's jump into this. So we had a crazy stream on Gore, and I thought we'll do a little mini roundup of each of the transfers. We'll start with James McAtee, and I have another video out for you probably in the morning on the rest of them. But this one is done. This one is confirmed. Now, I know there will be those amongst you who are like, until I see the shirt on him, the red, the Garibaldi red, I don't believe it. I get that, but this is done. So it was broken while we were live on air, which is just fantastic. I love the breaking news live on air. But I just want to go through some of the details. So the initial report came out from, I think it was like Ornstein was saying it, and they were saying 30 million in terms of a total package. Be agreed. The personal terms, we already know they were done and dusted. There was reports earlier on in the day that this was collapsing. We showed you what the likes of Percy was saying and everything, and this deal actually got agreed this morning or Thursday morning, depending on when you're watching this. And there are a lot of buyback clauses and other clauses within this deal. I'll go through them with you in just a second. But let me start by reading out the tweet, and I'll give you Romano's tweet because I think he breaks it down the best. He says, James McAtee to Forest is a here we go. Deal agreed club to club for the midfielder who said yes to Forest as revealed earlier this week. So here's the key bit. It's a 22 million initial fee that goes up to a 30 million pound package with add-ons and sell-ons plus a buyback clause. Now, let's just break down these add-ons and what have you so you guys all understand it. So the add-ons will be, and this is not inside knowledge, I'm just saying potential add-ons. It could be on appearance fees. It could be on Forest getting Europe. It could be on goals scored, things like that. It could be on him getting to the World Cup this summer. You know, all those kind of things could trigger add-ons. Basically what you see in this age group, think of how we did the Morgan Gibbs White deal with Wolves. There will be those type of add-ons. But even if those add-ons trigger, and I remember saying this when we signed Gibbs White, I hope this costs us 30 million, because add-ons are never negative things in terms of performance related add-ons. So if there's an add-on there that McAtee has to score 10 goals this season, or get 10 assists or a GA of 15 or 20, I see that as a positive. I don't see that as a problem because it means he's scoring, he's assisting, etc. If it's because there's another 2 of that 8 million is Forest getting back into Europe or winning the Europa League or something like that, make that 10 million, man. I got no problems with that. So I don't see these potential add-ons as negatives. If you guys do, let me know. I think it's worth having a discussion about it. The one I do not like is the buyback clause, which I'll come back to in a second. The sell-on clause is usually if on the profit you see of the player. So, for example, we can look at in-house here for an example with Elanga. When Forest sold Elanga to Newcastle, let's call it 50 million for ease of maths. We bought him from Manchester United for 13.5 million. Let's just call that 10 million. So the profit on it was 40 million. Man U had like a 10% on that, so they got 4 million. They didn't get 5 million because it's not on the total sale fee, it's on the profit of the sale. And that's not to do with PSR either. So Man City will have an add-on. I wouldn't be surprised if it's high. My guess, and it's only a guess, at that price, because I think we've got him at a good cheap price at 22, I think the sell-on will be around the 20% mark, 15 to 20%, something like that. The thing I do not like is this thing Man City do all the time, which is the buyback clause. And this, I think we mentioned it on Grumpy Old Reds, is because of the likes of Palmer going to Chelsea. Now, what Man City are trying to do here is protect themselves from losing out on the next wonder kid or the next big thing. Now, if they had a buyback clause on Palmer, they could just knock on Chelsea's door this transfer window, depending on what the clauses are, and say, you know what, mate, you're coming back. And that buyback clause could have been like 60 million or 65 million or what have you. Ever since that's happened, Man City just tag it on and on to every player. I said they sold, I can't remember who it is for the life of me, but they sold a player the other week who was in his 30s, and they put a buyback clause on him as well. So this is normal business practice for Man City. Now, how do I feel about the buyback clause? I don't like it, but I'll stomach it because we've got McAtee. I don't want it to be a Gibbs-White scenario where suddenly a year or two down the line, we turn around and find out that this buyback clause is like 50 million. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we going to do? It's like suddenly we have the Morgan Gibbs-White scenario, 50 million, and then there's no freaking, at the end of the day, we always win. The buyback is the buyback. So we got to be wary of that. Now, there are instances within a buyback clause where do have to be agreements between the clubs, so the club have to agree to let him go and things like that. But anyway, forget that. We're here to talk about the signing. So he's going to get his medical done. It's already booked. It's either going to happen tonight or tomorrow morning. And it's a race against the clock here, because if Forest want McAtee for Sunday, they will need to register him by 12 p.m. on Friday. Unless there's a rule because it's a Sunday match that it'll be slightly later. I don't think there is. Maybe one of you guys can correct me in the chat. I'm going to be very surprised if he starts. I like the idea of the shiny new toy starting, but to start that quickly, he wouldn't have been able to have a training session unless they're running one on Saturday. He'll barely be able to get, his coat on the peg before we're straight in, and before we know it, it's match day. So I think the sensible thing here would be to put him on the bench. If Forest are a goal or two up with 10-15 minutes to go, then give him a little run out at the end. Let's see what he's about. But this is starting to feel like a squad to me, a squad that is serious. 2 weeks ago, I am vexed at everything that's going on at Forest. We're not scoring goals pre-season. We're getting rejected left, right and centre. Everything's slow. I know something going to give away. You should have been patient. We told you be patient and all these things. I get that, right? But I wanted to avoid this scenario where we're on the eve of the game, so to speak, and these players who are fit and could be ready are just not quite there because they wouldn't have had time in the training sessions, get a feel for the players and the tactics. But I don't care right now. We are where we are. We're getting good quality players. And I just want to show you some stats on him, I think he says. So I want to break down the position he's played in during his career. And he's played in a lot of different positions. And I want to share with you guys the goal return and the assist return. So most of his games, he's played as an attacking midfielder. So in the 10. Played 69 games there and got 24 goals and 14 assists. That's a fantastic return for a number 10. As a number 8, he's played 47 games, got 26 goals. He's actually scored more goals from the 8 position and 14 assists as well. He's done that with less games. Yes, a lot of these would have been at under 23 level with Manchester City. Some were at Sheffield as well. He played 75 games for Sheffield, got 14 goals and 8 assists as well. But as a right midfielder, he's played 12 games. He's got 4 goals and 3 assists. He's even played up front and he scored goals up front. He's going to be such a versatile player. And that in itself brings a couple of problems, because I kind of don't want a utility player out of him. I would like him to say, right, I'm coming in, let's just say, to fight for my number 10 position. I don't care if it's Morgan Gibbs-White. I am cocky enough and arrogant enough to think that I can take his place. That's what I want in our team. I want competition in every single position. Doesn't matter how big the name is that they're looking to displace. So I am over the moon and ecstatic about this signing, and I can't wait to see him start. Hopefully he gets registered in time, but it's done. No more closer than close can be when it comes to James McAtee. This one's done. If you want to see all our reactions as it was happening live on Grumpy Old Reds, I'll leave the link on the end screen for you. I will come back with some more videos for you guys on all the other signings, because it's going crazy right now. Douglas Luiz is looking good. Kali Muano. I said it right. Screw you, Mark. That's looking good right now. Hutchinson, Jess's boy, that's looking like it's on. So much going on. I'm going to break them down into bite-sized chunks for everyone. So make sure you hit that like. Let's get it to 1,000. Hit that subscribe button if you are new. Have the notifications on because things are going crazy. This is Forest after all. And at the end of the day, we always win.